When it's not even light outside, I pack my stuff, prepare my bike and hit the road. Because today my Copenhagen adventure is coming to an end. After 10 days on the bike and 2 days in Copenhagen, today I take the bus back to the Netherlands. Hi, my name is Elizabeth and I'm always in for an adventure and I love to share them with you. So enjoy watching! As my bus that brings me all the way to Amsterdam leaves very early, I cycle through the dark and rainy streets after only a couple hours of sleep. And where some parts are lightened by the streetlights, others are pretty dark. And as I'm getting closer to the bus stop, it seems to get darker and darker. So, yep, together with the rain, it's not a great start of this last day.
Oh. I can see.
But in the dark I found my spot. And now the only job left to do was killing some time by watching the trains fly by. As the bus is quite a bit delayed, the sky is already dark blue when I enter the bus. But as my seat is in the front, I'm still happy. While leaving Copenhagen, I say goodbye to the Tivoli Hotel and the IKEA, which are replaced for endless green and water landscapes during the ride. Going back to the Netherlands by bus takes a couple hours longer than by train, but in my experience it is way more relaxed as your bicycle is taken care of and you usually don't have that many transfers, which allows me to enjoy the ride. Oh, and the trains in Germany are almost always delayed, so I'm not even sure if it's that much longer by bus. After some time in the bus, it was time to get on the boat to Germany. And this also went very smooth. As the bus had entered the boat, you can get out of it and stretch your legs, have some food on board and enjoy the views. So that's what I'm doing, and of course, despite of the weather, I have to take a look outside for just a moment. As well as on the other side. The next step was to get some food, as it was breakfast time. So for me as a sweet tooth, that meant a bread with chocolate spread. After I finished my bread and chilled for a bit, it was of course time to check out the shops on board of the ship. And just like on my last boat trip, there were again a lot of chocolate options and a lot of alcoholic items. Besides that, there was again a big boutique shop and this fancy buffet restaurant where I again didn't saw someone eating. So perhaps it was closed or just very expensive. Before I knew it, it was already time to go back to the bus, where my bicycle was still hanging. Not long after I got back into the bus, we left the boat and entered Germany. And back on the road, we again were treated by all these nice, beautiful landscapes that flew by like a film. The first stop was Lübeck, which was funny to cross on my way back as I had also passed this on my route cycling to Copenhagen. And next was Hamburg, which I had also visited by bike, and here I had to change from bus. So I had to say goodbye to my nice front seat and take my bicycle off the bus. Around half an hour later, my next bus arrived and my trip to Amsterdam continued. As I had left Hamburg, the landscapes felt more and more like the Dutch ones that I was familiar with. The Netherlands was getting closer and closer. And there I was in Amsterdam. From here I took 2 sprinter trains to Utrecht Central Station. And what I love about these sprinter trains in the Netherlands is that they don't have these high entrances. So you can just ride your bicycle into the train instead of having to lift it up. So although the trip with these trains took a bit longer than with the faster ones, for me it is worth it. And there is my second train, which brings me to Utrecht. As you can see, it is already dark outside, so I left Copenhagen in the dark and I just arrived in the dark. So yep, it was quite a long day. And yet again I have some more dark roads to cycle on. But this time I know the way. And after the last kilometers of this trip on my bicycle, I arrived home. And I must say, although it was a long day, the whole trip home went super smooth. Home sweet home. And like always after a trip, it feels good to be home. At this point it was already after 10 o'clock, but I really wanted to take a shower before going to bed. And I also couldn't help but to partially unpack a few bags anyway. Mostly because I cannot go to bed right away, as I wanted to land in my room and somewhat process what a great trip I had had. So I just needed to kill some time before I could go to sleep. But most of the unpacking and all of the laundry I did the next day. And then is the question, where to go next? Well, I can say I'm going to explore more of the Netherlands by bicycle. And I promise it will not disappoint. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And then I'll see you in the next one. Bye!